In this video, we've listed the most important tips you shouldn't miss before your trip to Portugal. These are crucial tips so that you don't experience any travel problems or serious unforeseen circumstances in Portugal, and so that you can enjoy your trip as much as possible to make your vacation worthwhile in a way you'll never forget. So these are some great tips, so stay tuned for some quick, useful, no-frill tips. Don't forget to give us a like, guys, that's very important. Subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the largest travel content network in the world, and today we're gonna talk about Portugal. What are the main tips you shouldn't miss before traveling there? There are some very important tips, guys, that people don't see and that cause a lot of problems and unforeseen events on their trip, so stay tuned. We've listed the top 10 so you can enjoy your trip in the best possible way, guys. So let's go without further ado to the video. The most important tip of all, and the one that will help you avoid problems and high costs, guys, is the season. When to travel to Portugal. If you've already booked your trip, don't worry, you can make the most of it with these tips. But if you haven't set a date yet, guys, the European summer date for all cities, especially in Portugal, Lisbon, the Algarve, the high season is summer. So June, July and August are the busiest and most expensive months. July and August mainly, and September a little bit until the middle, because everyone travels there, everyone has school vacations. So these cities all over Europe, guys, the more touristy ones like Lisbon and Porto, beach towns like the beaches in the Algarve, they get much more crowded and it's much more expensive. Okay, you can go, you can enjoy it, but if you can avoid it, and if you want the summer, if you want the beach, try the end of September, the beginning of June. You'll pay a lot less, everything will be much emptier, and you'll be able to enjoy it just as much. But if you really want summer, the excitement, or you only have those months, then fine, go in July, August. We went at the end of August, it was full, but you can still enjoy it. It was an incredible tip. So that's it for the season. Winter, which is November, December and January, I think gets in the way of getting to know the cities. Knowing Lisbon, the beaches, is not possible. If you plan to go to the beaches of the Algarve, forget it. You can go, you walk around in a sweater, a jacket, but it's very cold there. And in the city of Lisbon, you won't be able to see that much of the landscape. You know, when it's sunny, you can enjoy walking there. This part about walking a lot, you walk a lot in Lisbon, the cold can get in the way a little bit. So the perfect time to visit is September, October, November, and then February, March, April, May. March, April and May are perfect too, so write it down, because this season tip is that will affect most. And the question we get the most that people sometimes have problems with at the time is, what do I need to take to travel to Portugal to be able to enter the country? It's very easy there. You only need your passport. You have to have a valid passport. You don't need a visa, and you can also need to have travel insurance. It's mandatory for all of Europe, including Portugal, but it's very cheap. We have a website that we discovered a few years ago. I'll leave it here in the video description below, and in the first comment, it's a travel insurance comparator. It compares all the insurance companies. You put the day of your trip to take Europe, the Europe plan. It compares and shows you the best prices, the best offers, and the prices are half the price if you go directly to travel agencies, to these insurers. So take a look, use the comparator, it's very good. And then you do it, you need to take out travel insurance that has medical coverage of at least 30,000 euros. So just be aware of that. Take one of 35 to make sure, and then you can get it there with peace of mind. And it's also advisable to take proof of accommodation, your hotel, to prove that you're staying there. It's very rare for them to ask, but they might. And how much you're taking with you. They want to know that you have at least an average of 70 euros a day to support yourself with food and transportation. So take your global digital account statement, or if it's cash, take it the exact money you have in your head, so you can tell them when you're there. Or if it's your credit card, print out the statement with your name on it. But that's it, you can go in and enjoy it without any major problems. Another tip on which cities to visit in Portugal, everyone immediately thinks of Lisbon, which is the most visited city. In my opinion, if it's your first time in Portugal, Lisbon is the main one. You can't leave it out of your itinerary. Lisbon has a lot to do, so I recommend at least 5 days there, okay, to make the most of it. And then there are other things you can do. Porto is very beautiful, just over an hour from Lisbon. It's a nice city that's worth staying for 2 days. It's the most popular itinerary. Lisbon and Porto, and then you go to another country, to France, Spain, which is just next door, or you can also go down to the beaches of the Algarve. We did this trip, it's beautiful, the beaches are much calmer, quieter than those in Spain, Ibiza. The sea is a bit chilly, but the beaches are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful, it's worth it. If you go in the summer, guys, from June to September, if not, forget the beaches and focus on the touristy part up there. And one important thing that many people don't know about and end up missing out on, it's little towns near Lisbon, which are incredible to visit, and you can do a lot of sightseeing the same day, a round trip. I'm going to talk about the main ones that would take up 2 days of your trip, but it would make your trip so much more enjoyable. These are incredible excursions that will make your trip to Portugal even better. The first round trip, which I think is sensational, we did with an agency, it's to Óbidos, Fátima and Nazaré. Óbidos is a more medieval town. Fátima is the city of Fátima, where Our Lady of Fátima was seen. There's all that history around her. There's the Temple of Fátima. Even more so if your religion is based on the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, it's well worth a visit. And Nazaré too, because of its religious significance, is very cool. It's a nice town. You can do all 3 in the same day. There's a website. I'll leave it here for you in the description of the video, the link right here. It's the website where we buy all our tickets, excursions and tours in Europe. It's the one with the best prices. It was in our currency, so we didn't pay the 6% IOF because it was an international purchase. It was very advantageous, and it's a very good website, guys, which only very good, well-rated agencies registered. So all the tours we bought there were great. They pick you up from your hotel, take you in a van, in a super nice bus. They show you everything. The guide helps you with everything, so it's a spectacular tour, guys, well worth putting on the itinerary. And for the second day, an excursion to Sintra and Cascais. There's a very nice tour on this website that we did, which was Sintra, Cascais, and the additional 1 plus Palácio da Pena, which is a beautiful and incredible palace. And Sintra, guys, is a town with several very cool, old and colorful medieval castles. You walk around them, and on the tour they'll tell you which are the best spots for you to stop and take photos. It's a very cool experience, and it's close by, just 30 minutes from Lisbon. So many people don't know about it. Just go to Lisbon. On our first trip we did that, just go to Lisbon and see the tourist center, and that's it. And there are all these much cooler and cultural things about that people don't know about. They're cheap tours that you see are inexpensive, everything's close by, quick and easy. So take a look. And a free tip, we love something free. There is a tour, a city tour on the website. They do it for free, so select the free tour of Lisbon for your first day there. You take a free tour and get to know the main sites. It takes 2 hours and you walk around the tourist center. It's nice because a person will explain all the history to you, so you get to know it in general the first day. Of course, nothing is free, nothing is free, okay, guys? What do they want? They want to attract people so that they can sell the tours later. And people always tip the guide because the guide will be there working. They're super nice, they explain everything to you. At the end of the tour, people usually give a tip, 10 euros, 15, something like that. It depends on the size of your family, how many people you have, but you will see that everyone gives a tip. But it's a very nice tour, free for you to do and learn. Another important tip in Portugal, guys, is accommodation. Where to stay, try to stay close to the center. It makes a lot of difference. A lot of people sometimes stay scattered neighborhoods, especially in Lisbon and Porto, which are big cities. You'll be too far from things, you spend money, you spend time going to places. It's not worth it. There are lots of hotel options. Take a look. We'll leave them here in the video description. We've made a personalized map to a map with all the hotels included, so you can see the best region in Porto and the best region in Lisbon. I'll put it here on the map for you to see the best region in Lisbon. Staying here, you'll be close to everything. We stayed in a hotel here and did everything on foot, rarely taking an Uber. We even walked to the Belém Tower, which is a little further away, an hour's walk along the waterfront, along the promenade with the river on your side. It's a beautiful scenario. You get to see the sights it's super worth it. You hardly spend any money on transportation, so focus on choosing a good, cool location within this area and you will have very good accommodation. I'll also give to you the link to the hotels we stayed in, which are very good. The one in Lisbon and the one in Porto, they are incredible hotels with excellent value for money and in the best location. We went out on the street, guys. We were already near Rua Augusta, restaurants, bars, Praça do Comércio, a perfect location. I'll leave it here below. Take a look at the video description for everything. Another important tip, a lot of people who go to Lisbon end up splitting up the Torre de Belém on one day and then going to the Jerónimo Monastery the next. They're very close together, so the tip is to set aside a day to get to know this whole area of Belém, which has the Belém Tower and the Jerónimo's Monastery. There's the Pastéis de Belém restaurant, which is the most famous restaurant selling pastelzinho de Belém, the famous pastel de Belém. Everything's close by, you can do it all on foot, so take a day to get there. It takes 25 minutes by car, 50 minutes, 45 minutes walking. It's a bit far from the center of Lisbon, so focus on these attractions in Belém one day, and then the next day you can also focus on São Jorge Castle, which is the tourist center, the Oceanarium, which is very cool. It's a gigantic aquarium, it's worth going to, and the Miradouro de Santa Luzia, where you can see the whole city. It's a beautiful view, it's super charming, we loved it. It was one of the most enjoyable walks. It's free, you go up there, just put Miradouro Santa Luzia, you will get to the top. So there are 3 tourist attractions that you can do in the same day to optimize your journeys. This division of tourist attractions by region really helps you to optimize your travel time and enjoy the rest of your days there. You get the most out of your time. Is it worth it renting a car in Portugal? If you're only staying in Lisbon, guys, I don't think it's worth it. There's no need. Now, if you're going to the other cities, you want to go to Porto, you want to go to Sintra yourself, to Coimbra, to Braga, you can do lots of nice routes. The car is super cheap. It's one of the cheapest in Europe. It's not that it's cheap, but compared to the other destinations, Portugal and Italy are the cheapest destinations to rent a car. And then you can travel without any problems. We rented a car from Lisbon to go to the Algarve, and we did a 7-day tour of the Algarve's beaches, which was an incredible experience. It's super simple, easy to drive. You just need to have your valid driver's license, nothing more than that. Your driver's license and a valid credit card you can rent. If you're going to rent a car, use the price comparator. It's an incredible tool that compares the prices of all the rental companies, cheaper than if you went directly to the rental company. Use the comparator, I'll give you below in the description, and you'll save a lot. And do your research, because you will see the car prices are very cheap. And then there are the trains. I'll also give the website. We use it to buy tickets to trains. The trains there work very well, they're fast, they're good. Always do your research, which is cheaper, taking the train or renting a car. Do the math, but the train is also very nice if you want to go to Porto. The train journey from Lisbon to Porto is super easy, guys, and vice versa too. By car too, you just have to see how many people you're going to be with, the cost, do your research, put it together and see the best way for you to travel there, optimizing your time. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps us a lot. And don't forget to watch the other videos, which are very good. There is what to do in Lisbon, our Algarve itinerary, Portugal's main itinerary, where to stay in Porto, what to do, you name it. I'll leave the 2 playlists with all the tips on Portugal here for you to continue watching, guys. So thank you very much and have nice trips. See you later.